Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ready, 25. Watch 54. I'm trying to collect. 21. Hey, check. Ready, set.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12.
21.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. Fielded just inside the 20. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
At their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 28-yard line.
Winston, a handoff. This is Jones. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Ready, black 25, 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50. Mike, 45. Pick it up, guys, pick it up. 45. Watch the slap, watch the slap. Watch the slap.
On 3rd down, Winston. That is caught. It's Perriman. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And a Buccaneer first down.
Ready, black 22, Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Here's Winston. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Ready. Hey, stop. You got to see me again.
On first down, it's Jones. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
On second down now, it's Logan, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Winston. His pass caught at the 4. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Winston keeps it himself. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. T.J. Logan, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And it's complete. Hooper. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Austin Hooper. His 6th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
Ready. Black 25. Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Come get some. Come on.
They'll run on first down. It's Jones. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Brashad Perriman, his 4th touchdown on the year, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Here's Ryan to throw. That's complete to Smith. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, wait. You got 3, you got 3 down. 45, Mike, 45. Hey, pick your... Hey, Foxtrot. 45 to Mike. 58. 45 to Mike. Get your swerve on.
Now it's Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. This is brought in by Hardy. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Ready, blue 80. Let's go, D. Let's go. Ready, go.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A gain of 6 there on first.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle.
And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
Touchdown, Falcons.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
At the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll go again to Jones. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Ready.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. From the gun, Winston. It's caught, Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
On first down, Logan. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now Jones. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Ready.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
First down, Buccaneers.
Winston, the offense, with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. They'll run it with Jones. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Quick throw from Ryan here to Ridley. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go.
To throw is Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. It's caught at the 10. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 56 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Jones. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Ready? You ready? Let's go one more. We got time. Hey, stop. Let's go. 3 down. Out. He's checking. Let's go. Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Logan. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bucs on third down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is third down and 12. To throw is Winston. He's got Evans. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Winston of the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. From the shotgun to give to Jones. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down, 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Winston. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Trevor Williams with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Crew able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a give, right side. Logan. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jameis to throw it. And he's got Miller. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, Didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They run the counter. It's Logan. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Watch twist. You go tight. Hey, 5 on 50. 5 on 50. Hey, let's get a conversion.
And the blitz does come. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Brashad Perriman with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensive. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Extra point attempt to follow here. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
On first down, Jones. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Let's go, D.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jones. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Buccaneers, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin, along